at this point, we really don't know what episode we're on. I have not looked. I know you haven't looked. I know for a fact
it's like 59, lucky 59.
I mean, at some point, we are going to get some consistency, but you have your host here, LeBron Palmer, and
JJ Wood.
And we've got a special guest. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, my name is Luke Trice.
Okay, so we've got Luke with us today. Now, Luke, just give a little introduction to the people for yourself, and then why you're working with JJ out of all people. I mean, what's going on there?
It's because of my looks.
Yeah, I thought he was really good looking. I was looking for a coach online. Actually, I played competitive golf, and I've had good years and bad years, good rounds, bad rounds, seasons where I'm playing well and seasons where I'm not. But it seems like the past year and a half or so, it hadn't been too good. Although when I go hit balls or go play, for fun or whatever, I play well. And so I started looking for a new coach. And I was looking for coaches in Houston, and I came across JJ and saw that he had PGA Tour experience and that he's made it to that level. And so he obviously knows something about playing golf. And so I didn't want to just have a swing coach. I wanted to work with someone who knew about playing the game. And
nice. Now you, let's be honest, you could like beat them all around the course right now. Let's put it out there for everyone who's going to listen to this.
We'll have to do a match. We'll throw you in there and give you 2 shots a hole.
Put me in there, and I want to be a part of that. Please do that.
Might be on virtual golf, but it's not outside still.
But we've missed a ton. The last we did a podcast, LIV Golf hadn't even had an event. The last we did a podcast, I know we didn't even know at the time. I think the biggest name was Phil still, or did Dustin Johnson get announced by the time we had a podcast?
I think it was Phil was the ringleader, I feel like, and Dustin was after that, and then I'm not sure about where we had the podcast and all that, but
those were around then though.
Phil was a big one, and then I still don't understand that. Do you understand how the teams work yet? I mean, I understand.
It's like F1. I do understand it. I do understand.
We're on different teams weekly, right?
No. Well, yes, you can rotate teams, but the actual team is what has the value. So they're trying to build like Formula One does. Formula One, yes, they have the same car manufacturer, but you could have different people race in the vehicles. Does that make sense? That's what they're trying to do with LIV Golf.
So if you're on the Aces this week and you're on Majestics next week,
the Aces are who gets the points, not you as the individual. So that's how the team ranks up. But I think there is like a captain of each team. One person's got to be static. Like one person has to be on one team.
Dooch was the captain in the first one, but then he was on DJ's team this week.
Oh, well, then I don't know anything that's going on then. I
don't get it. They're still they're making up the rules as they go, I think.
Well, they got to make up the rules because right now they're $200 million that they gave Phil Mickelson. He's 51 over in his 3 events.
I don't know. What do you think's going on with him? Because, I mean, he had all that drama, where he was the villain all of a sudden. He's used to being like the media darling. And he said he took all his time away to get, his family time and all that. But do you think he just lost it mentally? Like he's not as confident. He's not the media darling. People don't love him. You think that's kind of affecting it?
I'm going to throw it back to you two. And Luke, I'm going to start with you as the most recent still playing some competitive golf. What happens when you have to take on a whole different persona on the course? Like if you have an enemy out there and you're like, I really want to beat this person. Does that change the way you play? I think that's what personally happened, but I want to get it from y'all. JJ, I'll go to you after.
For me, like when I get competitive and I want to beat a particular person, I start playing a lot better. When I start thinking about end results and start thinking about the long term or anything exterior of what's happening right there, I don't play good. So as far as Phil goes, I don't really know. I mean, he's a good golfer. He's had times where he didn't play good. Yeah,
and his mindset, I don't think any of that. He's been around the block. He's a Masters champion, 5-time, 6-time major champion. But it's kind of like Tiger. 2009, he became human. I mean, not to that extent, But for Phil, he became human. He was exposed, and then they start talking about all his bad.
What about the gambling stuff though? Like, I think didn't the gambling stuff come out in like 2015?
Yeah, but
like,
I feel like
he lost all his money.
I think that was 04 because that was when he switched at the Ryder Cup the equipment, and Tiger and him were like button heads because Tiger would caught rolling his eyes. That was, and he had switched to Callaway because of the gambling debt. They were going to pay off the gambling debt if he switched by the Ryder Cup. But it was never like a huge story. Maybe it's because of the media now, the social media and all that. It wasn't that, out in the public. Where now, I mean, and you bring in the political stuff with like Saudi Arabia and him, like, and then all that, like women's rights and like that's a tough thing to get pinned on you. Like you're the bad guy, and it's bigger than golf,
But for 200 million, I don't care what you pin on me. Like give me 200 million. That's
like everything in our country and our world that we all do business with Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Like, how are you pinning it on these golfers? They fund so many people's livelihoods.
Right.
And people don't really understand golf. Yes, you look at those phenoms, DJ, Rory, those guys aren't worried about losing their cards. But Taylor Gooch, those type of guys, they're not guaranteed a card in 3 years. Like, you're stupid if you have an opportunity to set up your family for financial security forever, and you're going to say no. Like, what are these oil and gas guys doing? You got Saudi Aramco down here in Houston. Like, and you're telling me that these golfers are hypocrites? No, everybody, it sucks. I mean, but it is what it is. Like,
so what changes what changes should the tour make then? So I think the biggest thing is so Tiger, his comments at the British or the Open Championship was, what incentive do you have to practice and get better when you have a guaranteed payout? And I want to rebut that and say, Tiger, you have been paid hundreds of millions of dollars in performance fees just showing up to places.
So, like every professional athlete, for the most part, has guaranteed money at that level of any other sport. What's their motivation? They want to be the best of all time. They want to be all-stars. They want to be they're all competitors. They're all athletes. It don't matter. It's giving them security and taking some stress off that they can go play. I think, I don't think look at how DJ's playing. I mean, he almost won, he got second.
He's playing good. He's playing good.
Yeah. And look at the field. I hate the guys who are like, oh, so you're telling me that Rocket Mortgage field was more exciting than this field they just had on the LIV? No. They're there's gonna be a lot of changes, I think. Like, they're gonna have to give them world ranking points. I mean, they're gonna have to start including them in the Ryder Cup, or they're gonna lose the prestige of the Ryder Cup. You got to have the best.
Well, I mean, world ranking points is interesting because, and Luke, or y'all chime in on this, both of you. Did y'all see them say they can go play the Asian tour to get points? Which to me is crazy because that tour they're not even playing real golf courses right now. Like, that's ridiculous.
I think the PGA Tour didn't think it would get to this point where LIV's actually happening. And so they're playing hardball, but they can't compete with LIV on the financial spectrum. So now they're, I don't know if they're buying the European Tour, but they're basically dictating what the European Tour is doing now, like banning them, and because they're merging in whatever year. But like, if they want to go toe to toe with the LIV Tour, they're going to lose. Like, they should start embracing it and like figure out how you can work together to create, everyone gets world golf ranking points. Everyone can play wherever. And I don't know. I mean, it's similar to like, I think Norman was the one who developed that World Golf Championship series.
Yeah.
It's similar type of thing, but it's different, obviously. But then I don't know what happened, how he got moved out of that. But I don't know. Maybe it could just be a series for the top players once a month or something like that.
I think that would be a good route to go. The problem,
they need to quit fighting each other and just try to figure it out.
The problem I have, like with LIV Tour players also playing on the PGA Tour, is that these guys are getting a contract to like $200 million contract, so they don't need to go play the PGA Tour event and get the prize money. Yeah. Whereas you got, a rookie who's trying to make it and he needs that money. Well, now he doesn't have a spot because Dustin Johnson wants to come play in an event. That's the only.
Well, that's the
weird
thing. That's the thing I heard lately was like you don't want to lose a spot on the LIV on your team, right? So like there still is incentive. Like it's like college golf. Like you want to play in the top 5. You know, like you're a competitor. These guys aren't just showing up and just hacking it around.
Right.
Like they're still preparing like they do. You know, I mean, I don't know for a fact, but
So
they're all elite athletes. They
Right.
think differently.
So here's my question then, and I'm gonna pose it back to both of you all. Both of you probably had dreams of playing on the PGA Tour. Like
Yeah.
I've either had NFL illusions, all of the sports that everyone wants to be at the pinnacle.
Yeah.
What's your number now if someone said, "Hey, we've got a spot for you on the LIV, but you can never play majors, you can never be on the tour"? Is there a number for both of you?
Oh, absolutely. Give me $1 million a year. I won't even take my last place paycheck on that tour, and I'll show up ready the best I can. I'm going to try to win. Just give me $1 million a year, cover my travel expenses.
All right, Luke, what is it? What's the number?
I might would be less than $1 million. I still
Give me $100,000 a year.
I still want that last place prize money though.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart. That'd get me over $1 million, probably.
Yeah, that last place prize money like 2 weeks ago was like $750,000. It was something insane. I was like, what is going on?
Okay, don't even give me $1 million contract. I'll
let me
show
play.
up.
Yeah, just let me play in the events
Yeah.
and pay my travel expenses.
And they're
Okay,
paying
so-
their entourage travel fees. They're paying their caddy fees.
They're paying everything. Yeah, flying them private. They've got a plane for all of them. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Thoughts on the shotgun start though. I want to ask again, high level golfers. What are your thoughts on the shotgun start?
So, from a player's perspective, because someone typically gets a bad wave, someone gets a good wave. It evens that part of the playing field. Everyone's playing at the same time. But it's kind of odd. I mean, in college golf, we did it at the NCAA Division I level. That's what we did. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's good because it all ends right. You're not waiting. Like what's boring about PGA Tour golf is like, I don't know, like you have a guy sitting in the clubhouse and you got a guy 2 hours back maybe that's waiting and he's not doing anything. You know, at least you see him battling. You know, at the same time.
Yeah. What do you think, Luke?
I don't know. There's two sides. I have two thoughts about it. Number one, I mean, everyone's playing the same number of holes in the same holes. However, I think some golf courses are designed for you to come in a certain way and have certain holes, play a certain way. Maybe
good ending, finishing holes.
Yeah, and so that kind of throws off the ending a touch. However, like he said, you're not having to wait around, which is great because.
And if it's windy, everyone's playing the same way.
Exactly.
If it's raining, because I mean, everybody that's played a lot of golf has been in those tournaments where you played in a downpour, 40-mile winds.
Yeah.
The PGA Championship I played in, Ryan Fox shot 66, best 66 I've ever seen. Howling, downpour, blow the horn, and we finish 66. He's like leading, and then they shut it down, come out, not a breath of wind, perfect conditions, like cleaned off the greens, and Hideki shot 64. It's like that 64 was nowhere close to as good as that 66.
No. I agree. So here talking about players and maybe moving away from LIV. There used to be a nickname for Tony Finau. We've probably even said it on the podcast before because Tony Finau is one of my favorite players. Top 10 Tony was his name, especially in majors. He had a streak very similar to Will Zalatoris, where he was finishing top 5 or better in consecutive majors, never got over the hump. He still hasn't got over the hump in the majors, but he was also doing that in just regular tour events. Now he's won back-to-back. Does this open the seal for a guy like Tony Finau to win more, be more of the top 10 player in the world that he is? Is this his opportunity to prove it now?
You would think so, but it's golf, and he has to wait a while until the majors come around. And
he does.
Going hot streaks, cold streaks. He needed to get hot about 2 months ago. And then he would have been going to the U.S. Open, British Open like this. But he played pretty well. Did he play well at the British?
He did. British Open, he played great. Matter of fact, I think they said a part of his current form, he shot like a final round 68. And then he took that right into the next 2 tournaments that he had wins in. Yeah,
he's so good tee to green if he just makes some putts, which now he is.
That's the thing.
That's why he's in contention every week is because he hits it so good and so far. Like,
His putter's gotten hot the last 2 weeks.
if his putter's on, that's where he's at. Now, back in college, I used to have like 1 or 2 weeks a year. The putter was hot. So he may be that guy.
Yeah.
And now he might be done for the year.
So, okay, then that leads me to another question then. We've seen a ton of guys have these 1 year, 18-month, 24-month stretches. It started probably with Spieth when he won the Masters, he won the Open. Like he just went through this cycle where he was making every putt. Then we got Brooks was winning almost every major he entered, he was winning. Dustin Johnson started winning a little bit. What is it since Tiger has left that one guy can't keep extended dominance? Why don't we have that one guy anymore?
I think we're human, and that proves how great Tiger was, but also the depth now. Like, the depth is stupid. You know, like you got those guys, MJ Dalfy, right?
Yeah.
He's teaching here like Luke. That's what I always say, Luke.
He was leading. MJ Dalfy was leading the U.S. Open.
Yeah, there's not a million, maybe tens of thousands of guys worldwide that could do that if they play well. Like, it's just getting that opportunity and then capitalizing. You know, but it's so deep. Like, I don't see another player being Tiger, because Tiger was also a unique breed too.
Yeah, up here he had something different. Like,
and I don't really see much of that anymore. It might be kind of society too. We're all a little softer, but
iPads and MacBooks changed the way we have grown up for sure. That definitely made us softer.
TikTok,
TikTok, yes. Okay, so but before, we wanted to kind of jump back in and do a few things. So I wanted to give people something maybe actionable that they could take. Since I've got a coach, Luke, are you coaching also?
Yes, sir. Okay,
all right. So here's the thing. Here, the first question would be, if the fall is right around the corner, we know like golf season is kind of winding down. In Houston, it really doesn't, but for most places, you start to wind down. You can't play as much, or you're in long pants, long sleeves. What are some things that y'all would recommend people do now to prepare for that? And then
what type
I know where JJ's going to go. I already know you're going to use indoor drills, mirrors, etc.
Well, that's when cold weather comes. But
what would we do
right now? I would say play a lot of golf and get more data you can analyze once the cold weather comes to see where you need to, like, test yourself in tournaments and play whatever your level's at, money games. Yeah. But if you're keeping stats, then get a lot of data while you can be playing, so you can make a game plan once the season ends to get better for next year.
Okay. Luke, what do you think?
I agree. I'm pretty ignorant to this.
Been coaching a month or two.
So I mean,
that's what we're actually talking about today. Was like practice.
I'm the crazy person that shows up at the golf course when it's 34 degrees and misty and the wind's blowing 20, and I got 4 jackets on. I'm still playing. So I mean,
now I've got a rule. I will not golf if it's under 50 degrees, and I won't golf if it's over 100. Those are my rules.
Contract to the LIV Tour, like Luke.
I need the LIV Tour contract. Send me to Saudi right now.
You can be a personality. I can be a coach.
I'm definitely good.
Full-time coaches give them swing tips out there.
Right.
Yes, me and Troy Mullins can be the personality.
Oh yeah, I saw her doing that. Yeah. Yes,
I love Troy Mullins, so we can be the.
You run track at like Harvard. What was her?
But she was a field athlete though. She didn't do golf or anything until after.
Yeah, and then she worked with Genghis, and that's
and it changed her swing like that. Yep, change her swing like that. But any closing thoughts, fellas? Anything that y'all want to talk about? We're going to try to do one of these in person this week also. So we'll get this out today or tomorrow, probably at the latest. But let's plan to do some in person, like a YouTube live or something like that later this week.
Yeah, we should do some like game improvement type videos.
Yeah, let's do something live this week. Anything y'all want to close it out with?
How long do you think it's going to take for the LIV deal to get a contract with national televised company?
Well, I don't think it's going to be national. I think they're going to get a deal with like Amazon.
Okay,
I think it's going to be
like an ESPN app, Prime app,
Apple TV, Amazon. I don't think any. So the cable networks are gonna they're gonna try to lie about their
Involvement.
yeah, and how you know.
Okay, we might get a lot of haters on this, and I'm not claiming to be a smart person, but there's more stupid people in this world than there is smart people. So
Without
you
question.
have to re-educate them on the Saudi Arabian deal.
Yeah.
You know, and not that I agree with their culture or anything, but why our country? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this has been back for this is
why? Yeah, it's like, yeah.
I mean, I would deep dive into
I think there's 23 PGA Tour events that were getting sponsorship money from Saudi-backed companies.
Direct money too, not round-away money. Direct money.
Let's get the PGA Tour commissioner on here and ask him why he was taking that money.
Well, see, a lot of that legacy came from Tim Finchem, though.
Okay, you're so against it. It's blood money. These guys are the devil. Like, why are you letting them? Why are you taking it?
No, you're right. I mean, look, I think
I have a totally different view of the PGA Tour now. I think they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, I think they hate Greg Norman. I think Greg Norman is like a villain. Phil has now become a villain,
which is crazy.
And then every guy who joins, they all think that they're running from the grind of the PGA Tour instead of getting their actual value. Like, could you imagine LeBron being the best in his sport and not getting a guaranteed contract? It's still insane to me that at least the highest level of golfers cannot get like some guaranteed amount of money every year. That still has never made sense.
In endorsements, but that doesn't guarantee.
That doesn't guarantee you though.
Like, you know, like they're not guaranteed if they get their
and that's always been weird to me as I looked at, like, NFL has just started giving people more guaranteed money. You know, I know a ton of agents.
Crazy. The NFL is the one that deserves it because those guys are getting
their brains are mush.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Does basketball get guaranteed money?
Basketball is all guaranteed.
And baseball?
Baseball is the best.
Yeah.
Golf is like, I feel like a little bit more complex and harder. Like Ricky Fowler's a good example. I mean, he's kind of fallen off. Like, you're not guaranteed you're going to play good, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at, you've seen David Duval's, Ricky Fowler's a smaller version of him, but number one player in the world that 3 years later, they can't keep a card.
Nope.
And it's Jason Day.
Where's Smiley?
Smiley Kaufman.
That's what we need to happen, is just get hot for those few weeks, the right time of the year.
Smiley Kaufman is a perfect example.
Regular on the LSU team. Like, he goes in there and get a card, and then he's done.
But look, we will definitely do this again. Let's plan to do some stuff in person. I'll bring the cameras up to Northgate. But let's do a live. Matter of fact, I'll bring my device where we can do a live. Let's plan to do a show live on YouTube and maybe some swings, some stuff like that too. Let's play it on Friday.
Sounds good.
And then we're gonna play against you at some point. You're getting.
Oh, and I'm gonna smack y'all around now. See, JJ hadn't seen me. He has not seen me.
I have your video.
But you haven't seen me in like 2 months now. I'm down like 20 pounds.
I'm under pressure on the number one tee at Northgate. He talked.
That is not true. That was 2 years ago. Okay. That was 2 years ago. The last time we played at Northgate.
This guy plays Division I football.
The last time we played at, do not listen to him. The last time we played at Northgate, he was, I was like 10 yards behind him on drives and stuff. So don't let him say that. Do not let him do that.
Well, he swings at before your knee surgery, he was swinging at 130.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I was 280,
now he's like 113.
If I was 280, I'd be 30 yards past them easy.
Well, y'all are golfers, though. I'm not a golfer, so that's what
I'm a coach. I'm a small business owner. Come on.
Bye. This has been episode whatever. we will talk soon. This will be out in your feeds tomorrow. If you like it, please go follow us. We still get followers every day. Golf_pod. JJ is what are your handles again, sir?
At JJ Wood Golf and at Golf Performance Group.
Luke, your Instagram, sir.
I am not on social media.
Oh my gosh, we have a unicorn.
This is the biggest mystery when it makes it out there on the LIVs.
Yeah, no, I don't have any social media at all.
And at LeBron Palmer, y'all know where to find us. This has been a fun episode.